This Matzah Shabbos is Purim. So Pashtus, you would think, okay, Purim falls out, Matzah Shabbos, sometimes it can fall out in the middle of the week. Next year, actually, it's going to fall out Friday. No major nafkamina that it's Matzah Shabbos over a different day of the week. This past Wednesday night, at the night kollel, I went through the halachos relevant to the Megillah pertaining to Shabbos. Das heißt, is it muktzah, halachos of achana? Maybe if there'll be some time at the end of the Shiur, I'll try to recap it, the Rashi Prokim. If not, it's available on the Shul's website, on Torah Anytime. In today's Shiur, Be'ez Hashem, I would like to focus on a couple of other halachos, noigeya, being that Purim falls out to be Matzah Shabbos. Number one, a standalone din, being that Purim is Matzah Shabbos and you do not say Tachnun Mincha of Erev Purim, Zok the Mishnah Berurah, you do not say Tzidkascha this Shabbos. Agav, what's about Avarachmim in the morning? So that's a separate discussion. That's not relevant to Purim being Matzah Shabbos. That's a shaila. The Mishnah Berurah brings a machlekes haposkim by all Dalet Parshas. If you say Avarachmim, but out Purim, Mincha, you don't say Tachnun, Erev Purim, Samel, you don't say Tzidkascha. The Ramah in Siman Tafresh Tzaddik Hey, Zok the Ramah, the Shulchan Aruch says if you make your Sudas Purim by night, that says Leil Purim la Yotza, la Halacha, Dina Dashas, the Suda has to be by day. Zok the Ramah Hagah, Umekol Mokoim Gam Balayla Yismach V'yarbik Tzas Besuda. You should still make somewhat of a Suda by night. That says Matzah Leil Purim. Zok the Bach, the Mogen Avram quotes the Bach, and the Mishnah Berurah brings it la halacha, that even a year like this year, that Purim is Matzah Shabbos, still the din of the Ramah is applicable, that Gam Balayla Yismach V'yarbek Tzas Besuda. What's the chiddush? I mean, if there's a din to have a Suda, a little bit of a Suda, Leil Purim, why should it be different if it's Matzah Shabbos? So Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky explains in Emes LeYaakov that one would have a Havamina. The reason of the Ramah why to have a Suda Leil Purim, Suda, Yismach V'yarbek Tzas Besuda, is because you were fasting Erev Purim, and you shouldn't come into Purim Mu'unah, so maybe you should sit down, you should eat. On a different fast, I mean, it's practical. Usually you would probably want to eat anyways. But out Purim, out Kavod Purim, you should make sure to sit down. Yarbek Tzas Besuda. Sit down. You were fasting the whole day, and it's not Kavod Purim that you should be hungry in Purim. A different fast, I don't mind. You got busy and you'll eat first in 5 hours, no problem. Purim, you should sit down to eat. Lamaisa, so if that would be the reason, so then Purim Shechalias, but Matzah Shabbos, you wouldn't have that reason because we're not coming into Purim Mu'unah, we ate the whole Shabbos. Let's see Malka in a minute. Makol Mokoim, you should still have it, and the reason for that is, the Bach himself says the reason. The Bach says the reason is, it's a long shtickle Bach, but the Bach says, first of all, just like these Adin Kriyas HaMegillah by night, it's a different Kriya, we spoke about it, it's not the same Kriya as by day, it's a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, not mitzvah Kabbalah. So he says the Suda as well, and also B'doyim Shabbos, you see, Yom Tov, Shabbos, there's a Suda by day, by night also there's a Suda, so Mele Purim also you make somewhat of a Suda. So Mele, even Matzah Shabbos, you also should make, to be Makayim Deramo, this Matzah Shabbos, Yismach V'yarbek Tzas Besuda. The Machzas HaShekel adds on and says like this, HaChacham Einav B'roshai, you want to be able to eat tomorrow night, Matzah Shabbos, Leil Purim, somewhat of a Suda, HaChacham Einav B'roshai, to be mamayit and keep it a little lighter on your Shalosh Shuddis, so you should be able to be marba b'suda k'tzas. As I took the machtas hashekel, the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch brings it lahalacha. These words of a chacham einav b'roshai, lagabi, being careful in a suda, the Shulchan Aruch himself brings it lagabi in Hilchas Shalosh Shuddis, Siman Reish Tzadik Aleph. You see, in the winter, Shalosh Shuddis it's hard to eat Shalosh Shuddis. So Dr. Shulchan Aruch, a chacham einav b'roshai, not to eat such a big suda, the first suda, the morning suda, so you should be able to eat Shalosh Shuddis. So Dr. Machtas HaShekel, tomorrow afternoon when you eat Shalosh Shuddis, don't eat a full Shalosh Shuddis, that when it comes to Shabbos you can't eat. So like this, you can eat a Yarbek Tzas B'Sudas Purim. Lamaisa, this din is a chiddush. In B'Tzeil HaChachma, he says, it doesn't mean literally to be mamayit in Shalosh Shuddis. To eat Shalosh Shuddis is a mitzvah. You're going to be mamayit in Shalosh Shuddis. Eating when you're hungry or you want to eat, it's covered Shabbos, Einik Shabbos. It zicha doesn't mean not to eat or to eat less of a Shalosh Shuddis. It just means don't be so stuffed that if you have to sit down to eat this Suda Ktsas, Matzah Shabbos, Al Bi'achila Gasa, that you should be careful. But it doesn't mean that have a lighter Shalosh Shuddis. When the Shulchan Aruch says the Suda Shabbos, so yeah, you're still going to have Oyne Kovet Shabbos because you're going to eat another Suda. So don't eat such a big Suda in the morning so you should be able to eat Shalosh Shuddis. But here, it just means be careful that don't eat a regular Shalosh Shuddis, but just be careful in the sense that you should be able to eat somewhat of a Suda by night. Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky and Emes Yaakov says that the whole Machzas HaShekel is not even halacha. He says the Mishnah doesn't bring it. He doesn't bring it for this reason. No, eat a regular Shalosh Shuddis. And whatever will be, will be. Very good. You brought up about Lav Malka. I don't know what the answer is. Lamaisa, what's the whole discussion that you should be able to eat the Sudas, Ktsas Suda Leil Purim? Stamazay, what's always with Lav Malka? But Hamiyu, what I do want to say when it comes Lagabi Lav Malka,
make sure to wash.
What did you say?
Don't get away with a piece of cake. You have to answer Yarba B'Suda.
So Malav Malka also really the Iker de Lechatchil is also to wash. So because of here, al the Suda Yarba Ktsas B'Suda is more of an Indian to wash over Malav Malka. Could be.
Yismach.
Yismach means to make it a kishmak environment, l'chayra, unless the food. Lamaisa, they bring B'Shem Reb Chaim Kanevsky that he took a year like this year, Leil Matzah Shabbos Leil Purim, used to have extra food in his B'Lav Malka in honor of the Yarba Ktsas B'Suda. But doimi to what we find, the Mishnah brings this din when Shabbos or Shchodesh is Chaliyas b'Shabbos. So you're going to add another Suda for a Shchodesh. So the Mishnah says you should be marba another tafshal in honor of a Shchodesh. So this taka for this Matzah Shabbos, if a person has a regel Malav Malka, so you should add something on in honor of the Sudas Yarba Ktsas, the Sudas Purim. Good. So a person's eating Shalosh Shuddis, whether if he's eating a full Shalosh Shuddis, Al Kapanim is eating Shalosh Shuddis. He's coming now to bench, and it's already Matzah Shabbos. So for Shabbos you say Ritzei, but now it's Matzah Shabbos. It's already Al Anisim. One second. Chavrusa was ma'orer. That could be it's not so negated because most people they finish Shalosh Shuddis before Matzah Shabbos. You want to be ready to go to prepare, laning, Megillah, costumes. But if someone's eating Shalosh Shuddis Matzah Shabbos afternoon and it goes into Matzah Shabbos, you started the Suda, it's Ritzei, and now it's at night already. It's already Purim. So very good like you, Ma'orer. This is not a new Shaila Dafka over here for Matzah Shabbos of Purim. Every Shabbos leading into Rosh Chodesh. Very good, very good. We just had it, exactly. This past Rosh Chodesh, Sunday and Monday. So Shabbos going into Rosh Chodesh, you ate Shal Shudas into Matzah Shabbos. Do you say Ritzei? Do you say Ya'alav Yavai? Do you say both? It's a machlokes. Ain't kama kaimai today to go into the discussion about it, but these three shitas. One shita holds only say Ritzei, because that's when you eat the Suda. One sheet is to only say Ya'alav Yavai, because now is when you're benching. One sheet is to say both. There's a shaila about that sheet. It's tarta the sasri. Some are noyig to go with this sheet and they eat another kazayas at night. Also, and some are nizer to make sure not to eat Yishal Shudas going into the night. It means even if Yishal Shudas goes into the night, not to get into any shilas, you finish Shal Shudas before Rosh Chodesh, before Matzah Shabbos. This is its Bekitza Nemers in a nutshell. So really the same shaila would be over here going into Leil Purim. The same question: is it Ritzei? Is it Al Anisim? Is it both? Lamaisa, the halacha is clearly, even if you finish your Shal Shudas deep into Matzah Shabbos, you do not say Al Anisim. That's the halacha. The Shiur brings it clearly. No chaylik, undisputable. You don't say Al Anisim. Oh, so what's the chilek? So the Mishnah says like 2-3 words. He says is kivan the haskara einoi el rishus. He actually brings it in Siman Reish Ches also Sifkat Nun Tes also that the haskara of Al Anisim is a rishus. What does it mean that it's a rishus? So first of all, the Gemara Pashtas. This is what the Mishnah means Pashtas. The Gemara in Shabbos of Chavdal Rabbi Aleph. The Gemara declares, do you mention Al Anisim in benching? Yes or no? The Gemara declares. The Gemara says, whatever you want to do. If you rotz a masker, rotz a masker. So l'chor, that means you're a shus. The Shulchan Aruch Harav says, if you go a few lines later in the Gemara says that you only say a haskara only when there's a carbon. Shabbos, a carbon musaf. Shabbos is a carbon musaf. Rosh Chodesh is a carbon musaf. Chanukah and Purim, there are no carbon musaf, and therefore there's no askara. Lamaisa, we do say it, so it's a rishus. Therefore, what? Hayos, it's a rishus. It's a lot more kal, meaning to say is b'chlal. You never have to say it. Okay. You say it, it's more that you say it, but when it comes to a shaila over here, and these are machloikes apoiskim, so b'meila, you don't say it. Klar. It's interesting to note that here also they bring that Reb Chaim Kanevsky was nizer, even this Matzah Shabbos also, which is somewhat of a more of a chiddush. Why? Because on a regular Shabbos leading into Rosh Chodesh, these are machloikes apoiskim what to do. Here, be'etzim, it seems very clear, you don't say it. But Lamaisa could be you don't say it because weiter it's a suffix. And Memela, not to go into the suffix, he was nizer and he finished Shal Shudas also early. But Be'etzim, there's no shaila, it's klar. Just to add on a little bit more, like you said, what's like the pshat, they bring in the name of the Avos Yisrael that says like this: to say both. It's a little bit of a kasha that it's tarta the sasri, because if it's one of the questions is that you can't say both because it's tarta the sasri. You're saying ritzei because it's Shabbos and Ya'alav Yavai because it's Rosh Chodesh. So which one is it? Is it Shabbos, which is Shabbos, or is it Rosh Chodesh, is the next day? Which one? So he explained that when you say both, be'etzim, it doesn't have to be a tarta the sasri, because you start with ritzei Shabbos. Then afterwards you say Ya'alav Yavai. That's the transition. You didn't say Baruch HaMavdal, but you're saying Ritzei because it's Shabbos. Then after you finish Ritzei, you say you're laughing. It's Purim Torah. You say Ya'alav Yavai. It leads. Now it's a Rosh Chodesh. No, it doesn't have to be that the Pshat is good. That the Rosh Chodesh is Keilu, you're saying Baruch HaMavdal, but the pshat is it doesn't have to be tied to the Sasri, because you're changing. Ritzei was today, and then we are. But listen, weiter. What'd you say? The emes is even if you're doing it late Matzah Shabbos also, you would be'etzim say Ritzei, If you bench late Matzah Shabbos on a regular week, you say Ritzei. Here the pshat is you're saying Ritzei, and then after you're saying Ya'alav V'Yavi. The tarta, the sasri is which one is a Ritzei or Ya'alav V'Yavi. The teretz is the Ritzei. Till now is Shabbos, and now is Ya'alav V'Yavi.
The order of benching would have been reversed. You talk about it at the start.
Oh, very good. So before we even get into your point, if the order would be reversed, you don't say the svar. The answer is yes. We'll get to that in a split second. At kedei kach, there are those that have the minig that go like this, that say both taka. But when it comes to harachman, the taka only say harachman of Rosh Chodesh, because you said already Ya'alav V'Yaveh Dahainu. Now it's Rosh Chodesh. So come to Chodesh, when you by harachmo, you're going back to Shabbos. The only taka say Rosh Chodesh. But very good. What you pointed out. So what's if the order would be the other way around, Ya'alav V'Yaveh then Ritzei? So the answer taka is you wouldn't. What's the raya? That's what they say, taka alanisim. Taka, even those that have the minik to say Ritzei and Ya'alav V'Yaveh, and like we explained, because that's the order, Purim night, or for the same matter, Chanukah, going into Chanukah, that's the same halacha also, going into Chanukah, the first night Chanukah is Matzah Shabbos. You also do not say alanisim, because alanisim is earlier, by Noidelacha. So when you bench this Matzah Shabbos, you're going to say Noidelacha alanisim, that it's Purim. And then you're going to go weiter, you're going to say Shabbos. If it's Purim, it's not Shabbos. So, so that would be a hesber why, in what we're saying now, that you do not say Ritzei and Alanisim. Because once you said Alanisim in the beginning of benching, you already claim to say that it's Purim. Once it's Purim, it's not Shabbos.
It doesn't mention that today is Purim.
You're right. It doesn't mean because it says B'yoyim HaShabbos Hazeh, B'yoyim HaChanukah Purim Hazeh. The word is that you're saying the Haskara only because it's Purim. It's not a discussion now, but you can't stam say Alanisim when it's not Purim. Even Shushan Purim, I've gotten this question, I don't remember clearly, but you can't, if you're not in Yerushalayim, you don't say Alanisim. So Mamela, if you're saying Alanisim, Al Karchach because it's Purim. So if it's Purim, then it's not Shabbos.
So if you just say it's down,
what'd you say?
You can't just say it.
You could say it right here, you could say it, but to put it into benching, you can't put it into benching with the davening.
It works with benching. I mean, you don't do it, but
I have to be ma'ayin, why not? You say, why can't you always give a haidah of the Ness of Purim? And what hefsek is it? I don't remember right now why not, but I'm kamat zechi. Stam as though you can't just put it in. Zman hazeh means dafka, the day of Purim.
Zman hazeh, yeah.
Every matbesh that the Chacham set out was that you say it on Purim, you don't say it negative.
I'm not sure. You're adding in. I mean, it's talking. It's a hefsek.
So next, repeat this next year.
You put in. I'm not sure. Maybe it is a hefsek in the bracha. You can't just stop talking. Could you stop say shvach vaydat or Rabbi Shalai in the middle?
I want to just start adding in my shvach vaydat. You can't do that.
Yeah, by lakayin tzor you could, but not you can't in the middle. By avarachim you could put in bakoshes. By moedim you can't add in.
I'm not saying moedim and also for all the great things that I have. It's so nice.
You can add the me'ina brach from every single brach, you know?
Can add.
We do it on the Purim, by the way.
Think about it.
What, Kravitz?
Every single brach. That's not fair.
Weiter. Yeah.
Paris Mappa Purim on Friday. Let's just watch people. So do Paris Mappa on the two different Purim into Shabbos. So then
I'll be negated next year for us. For next year, Purim is Friday.
right. So feed us. You could say Alanisim and then it would say.
Very good. Very good. Someone's Paris Mappa Makadish next year. So he's going to bench Friday night, and you say.
No, Paris Kiddush, how can you do that?
You don't bench it.
No, you don't bench. That's the vart. It's one big suda.
So how can you say Valanisim if you really make Kiddush?
Lamais is like this. He's asking the Lamais already made Kiddush, so come to Chayset Shabbos. When you say by benching Matzah Shabbos, Ritzei and Ya'alav V'Yavai, the pashtas, the vart is it Shabbos or is it not Shabbos? Even after you said Ya'alav V'Yavai, like I mentioned before, it doesn't mean that it's not Shabbos anymore, and it doesn't mean that you could do Malacha. It just for empharing the Tarta de Sasri, when you're benching now, are you benching Shabbos or Rosh Chodesh? The teretz is, till now I was benching Shabbos. Right now I'm benching Rosh Chodesh. Even if it is Shabbos or it's not Rosh Chodesh, the problem is in the benching itself. What are you benching for? Shabbos or Rosh Chodesh?
Motzei Shabbos, your benching is usually Beresh Moshe.
No, even Lamaisa, even if you're benching 5 hours after the Zman, it's also, some say you have to dafki eat afterwards, but you ate. Some say you still can't say Yalav Yavah because it's tired to the Sasri.
If you make Havdalah.
No, I'm saying before you bench.
No, even then.
Good, let's we'll move along a little bit.
Next year in Yerushalayim,
Gerecht.
what would be a day on Shabbos? It's in Yerushalayim, Purim is actually Shabbos, but you don't do everything on Shabbos. You do things Friday, you do things Sunday.
Yeah.
When do you say Al Nizim and
Good. That's Be'ez Hashem Abaleinu L'Toiva. There'll be some shurim on Purim and Sholish. There's a lot of talk and the halachos and everything, even though it's so straightforward. The Kriyas HaMegillah, there's a lot what to talk about. It's like, all I just want to say, the Shaila L'Chayr B'Shenkin by Purim Mesholish, Purim Mapa Makadish, L'Maisa, even it's 100% Friday night. I could still hear it's not a tar to the Sasri, because Pshat is, the beginning benching applies to Purim, and then afterwards, when you continue on, the Ritzei is talking for the benching of Shabbos. Even though you're already Makabal Shabbos, just like Motzei Shabbos, unless you tell me Motzei Shabbos is more of a, you could say Baruch HaMavdol.
That Mishnah verse says you don't say Al Nizim.
Where, by Purim Mapa, yeah?
I don't think it's so passionate.
But it could be it's totally, but it could be also it's totally in the same shayla. L'maisa, if he says it should be totally in that shayla. Let's move now. We finished Shal Shudas. Ma'ariv. Every Motzei Shabbos Ma'ariv, when do you say Kaddish to Skabel? After Va'ata Kaddish. Purim by night. When do you say Kaddish to Skabel? There is a shayla, but lahalacha, I think it's klar minig ha'olam is to say Kaddish to Skabel right after Shemoneh Esrei. There's a lavush that maybe Shiur I think brings it that you say even again. Say after Shemoneh Esrei before Megillah. So this year, when do you say Kaddish to Skabel? Als Motzei Shabbos, you should really say it after Va'ata Kaddish. We say Va'ata Kaddish every year, but Als Motzei Shabbos, you should say it after Va'ata Kaddish. Als Megillah, a regular year, we say it before Megillah. So when do you say it? You say it right after Shemoneh Esrei. Why? Because every year, the reason you say Kaddish to Skabel right after Shemoneh Esrei, to Skabel Tzaloisen is going on Shemoneh Esrei. You say to Skabel on Shemoneh Esrei, and only by Shemoneh Esrei. With one exception, actually, Slichas, and over there the Hezber is, because Slichas is like Shemoneh Esrei. But you only say Kaddish to Skabel when you daven Shemoneh Esrei. But Oifid, that you should say it connected to Shemoneh Esrei. So on a regular Purim night, we say to Skabel right away, because the Megillah is a hefsek. So mainly we say it right away. Motzei Shabbos, the Ata Kaddish is included. At Kedei Kach Mondays and Thursdays, Kriyas HaTorah is included. So come to Chais, this Motzei Shabbos, it's true talk on a regular Motzei Shabbos, we say Kaddish to Skabel after Ata Kaddish. But for the reason that Megillah is a hefsek on the Skabel, this Motzei Shabbos we say to Skabel right away after Ma'ariv. It's Negeya when people make the split. You see, for some people, that there's no Shal Shudas in Shul, so they always have Ma'ariv. You go back to Shul for Ma'ariv, so maybe the Ma'ariv this Motzei Shabbos to start a little later to give people time to prepare, bring the Megillah. But if places that they eat Shal Shudas in Shul, so you could stop after Ma'ariv, but if they daven Ma'ariv, so you daven Ma'ariv and you say Kaddish to Skabel. When do you make Havdalah? You daven Ma'ariv in Shul, and then there's a break, and then Kriyas HaMegillah, or Havdalah in Shul, Havdalah in the house. When do you make Havdalah? So the Ramah of Tafresh Tzad Gimel Sif Aleph. The Koyer in HaMegillah, v'achekach mavdilan. The Ramah says you read the Megillah and then Havdalah. Havdalah is later. L'maisa, L'maisa is a machlokes haposkim. The Shari Tshuva over here brings lakan or lakan, big machlokes haposkim. If Megillah first or Havdalah first, and the Aruch HaShulchan, the Das Torah, among others, explain the machlokes that it's bedoimet to Chanukah. Just like Chanukah, there's a shaila, is it near Chanukah koidem or Havdalah koidem? I think we spoke about it over here. What's the machlokes? It's not to say Havdalah first, it's because Tadr koidem. So Mela Havdalah and then near Chanukah. Havdalah is Tadr because it's every Matzah Shabbos. The tzad to say near Chanukah koidem is because to be ma'acher, Yitzias HaShabbos. So that's why you light near Chanukah and then you make Havdalah.
How is the ma'aker the Indian of not eating before landing on the regular Purim?
Eating?
Right, you say take a little coffee, a little tea if somebody is malicious before the Megillah laning.
One second. Now we're talking about to be ma'acher Yitzias HaShabbos. So just like...
Is by drinking yain, so how is he had to drink yain?
We're going to get to that in a minute about drinking wine. You're allowed to drink wine before a mitzvah. We'll get to that in a minute. Be'ez Hashem. One second. Who's talking about eating over here? You could eat shalosh shodas, you benched, and you daven ma'ariv. Now, Havdalah now or Havdalah after the Megillah?
Because usually Purim is on a tinus. That's why people. But still, it says it's always the tinus. He's having a little tea, a little coffee. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm not getting.
Well, they bring it in that most years Purim, it says if a person is a little bit weak before...
Yeah, that's Avada. No, it's...
Right, so why is he's not allowed to have a snack like a mazon? It's just a coffee or tea.
So you're saying, how would he be able to make... I'm sorry, I didn't get it. How is he able to make Havdalah before? Right. Good. So we'll get to that halacha in a minute. We'll get to that halacha be'ez Hashem. You could l'maisa, you could drink, even before any mitzvah. We'll get that momentarily. So what's first, Havdalah or Kriya Samagillah? One side is Havdalah should be first because it's Tadr. Reading the Megillah and then it's still Shabbos is moiridik because then Yitzias HaShabbos comes later. L'maisa is a machlokes kol echad kafi min hagoi. So Kuptecha is like this. If you're in a shul that just has shalosh shodas or even not shalosh shodas, ma'ariv and Megillah, so they don't give you, it's not negayah to make Havdalah before, so you make Havdalah later. And if there's a break and you feel it's better for the Seder to make Havdalah earlier, you make Havdalah earlier. Ubefrat that the Kaf HaChaim brings, and I saw the big Diyasha inside, he says that the Ramah is only speaking about Havdalah and Shul. Havdalah in the house, he says, Gor Adar Rabbi, you should make Havdalah first, because you really shouldn't do Malacha before Havdalah. So, Lamaisa, if you're in Shul, and you can't make Havdalah before, you make Havdalah later. So to conclude Lagabi Havdalah, either way you can make Havdalah before, you can make Havdalah afterwards. As a matter of fact, it's not Litchatchila, but you could also make Havdalah before Ma'ariv. You can make Havdalah, Zok the Mishnah Brewer, that if you make Havdalah before Ma'ariv, I think it's a b'diavad, but you could do it. If the matzav over here is told you go, Beis Medrash, you're going to come back 5 hours later, whatever the Metzias is, you could make Havdalah before. And the Mishnah Berurah says if you make Havdalah before Ma'ariv, you still say Ata Chayin Antanu in Shemay Esrei.
You were supposed to say Baruch HaMavdu bin Kodesh L'Chol before you were Isaac in the Tzatei Havdalah.
Very good. Let's say lighting the fire, you should say Baruch HaMavdu before. And the emes is that this is an important note, B'chol Oifen, that Avada, whenever you make the Havdalah, whenever you're going to start doing Malacha, Matzah, Shabbos, or like you said, to prepare the Havdalah, or for many people, even if you're going to make Havdalah later and you're going to start preparing, you're going to go in your car to drive to shul with whatever Malacha, some costumes, you have to also do coloring, whatever you do, Avada, you should say Baruch HaMavdal before. If you make Havdalah, so you mentioned Taka, how you're allowed to drink before a mitzvah. So first of all, the Mashura speaks about it. You could drink a coffee, even sukkahs before Netilas Lulav. That's mamash. It's a big meduber. But one thing I want to point out is that the Mashura says, Lagabi Mincha, that you're allowed to drink as much as you want. And when it comes to something that's mishtaker at kabeya, so it means you could drink, if you make avdallah on wine out of grape juice, you could drink up to kabeya before a mitzvah, just like before mincha, so before the Megillah. One last din, and with this I conclude, the Shara Ephraim says that preferably you shouldn't have two Bali Kaira. Because it's more geschmack to have one person laning throughout. At kedei kach, if let's say someone in the middle of the laning, the Bal Kaira it doesn't work out. I don't think that's what we do lemaisa, but you should even have the Bal Kaira go back to the beginning. It's more muhaddad to have one Bal Kaira, it's more geschmack. Ela oizen, one person the whole laning. Zog in the Poskim that the Megillah of Leil Purim is not like that. Why? Because people are fasting. So it's not the Matzar, the Oilam, people are fasting. If for some reason a Bal Kaira has to take over the Megillah, you don't go back to the beginning. Lamaisa, for this Matzah Shabbos would come out, being that the Oilam's not fasting, if one would go with this Shara Ephraim not to have two Bali Kaira, this Matzah Shabbos, Yitaka would have two Bali Kaira. Lamaisa, there isn't time to even go b'chlal about the other dinim, so I'm just going to say what dinim we spoke about, because Lamaisa, that's also a lot important. This Shabbos, you're allowed to prepare the laning of Kriyas HaMegillah. This is all I discussed Wednesday night. To hear it more by Arichas, you'll have to listen to the Shiur. This Shabbos, it's mutter to be metaltal the Megillah. You want to move it, come, go it. But even though it's mutter to be metaltal the Megillah, you should not bring it to shul, because that's hachana. And if a person takes a nap this Shabbos afternoon, your intention could be for whatever reason, but better not to say that I'm taking a nap today because I want to be rested for Matzah Shabbos. Even if you're saying I should be rested for Matzah Shabbos for the mitzvah of Megillah, it's better not to do it. It goes into Shaila Vachana. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a freilich and Purim.